Thank you, everyone, for coming back. Welcome back to Skin Tell Soul Tell. We're here today with Lo, Lexi B, and E Bree. And of course, I'm Constance Monet. Thank you guys for showing up, and we're going to get into it. You ladies ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
I mean, yeah, let's hop into it.
Okay. Well, our first topic of the day is going to be, do you consider yourself an emotional or logical decision maker?
Give me last.
And how has
Got
that
it.
affected your life? Okay. Before we answer the question, let's say what everyone's drinking, and then we're gonna do our quick toast. So I got gin for sure. This is gin and juice. That ain't nothing special to it. Okay. Yes.
Smoking in
What
dough.
you drinking, E?
Mimosa with a hint of
Okay.
lime in it.
First of all, I can't take it. She is. Where you at? What beach you on right now?
You know what
Because
I'm saying?
she got her beach curls. She got the beach drink. Okay,
You know, you
hmm
gotta
Lexi,
take
what?
it
Her
on.
dress looking like vacation colors.
Do you understand me? I'm trying to be over there. Okay, Lexi, what you drinking?
It's a mixture of Woodford Reserve and some Di Serono with some ginger ale.
Oh,
It's called the bitch I'm tagged.
listen,
Yeah.
I think we all need one of
Yeah.
those. 'Cause
Yeah.
I told y'all I'm an old lady. And Lo, what you drinking? Even though we can't
Woo.
see
I am sitting over here as the old lady with the coffee and the Jaeger cold brew. Don't judge me.
it.
It was
I
a
got some
thing.
Bailey.
All
You want
right.
some Baileys?
Bailey's. I don't know. I don't know. I'm weird about the Irish cream. It can be in like a shot side drink, but I don't want it like in my coffee as the alcohol.
I start to love it.
Oh my goodness.
I love me some
Okay.
Baileys.
All right now.
Definitely.
We didn't got it out. So who ready to start? Come on. Give me
I already said not it, so don't look at
I
me.
heard you. I heard you. And if I say low, it's E Bree because if I say
Yeah,
low,
you start. You
she
pick
gonna say
on
I'm picking
me.
on her every time. Come on, E. Let's
Oh, we did our toast already?
yeah, do the toast and then you gonna go into the question. Go ahead.
Oh, I,
I'm
I,
ready.
I didn't know I missed it. Oh, we were just introducing
I'm ready.
drinks.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
ready.
okay.
We
We
gonna toast to a
toasting.
good show. Yes.
Good show.
Yes. Okay.
Period.
There we go.
Yeah, drop that.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Solo, you threw it back in the ball in my court right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she be picking on me.
Okay.
We
I
starting with the
don't.
married lady again. Last episode
So,
was
would you
called Big
consider
Petty.
yourself
I
an
gotta come
emotional
out
or
right.
logical decision maker?
Right.
I can hear.
Go ahead. Go ahead, boo.
Okay. So I want to definitely say that I think I can call myself a recovering, emotional, reactive person. So, definitely recovering. Um, Again, I think age has something to do with it. As you get older, you realize your response to things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a little tactic when we respond to things.
Yeah.
So, Lex, did you get that? Did you get some of that? Yay,
Get some
nay,
of what?
no.
Oh, I hear you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's more of a less mature type thing for me. I think I definitely would act out of emotions in the past. Now I'm able to recognize it's just an emotion. It lasts for ample amount of time. It's an emotion. It's a feeling. It's not the whole world. It's not over. You range from A to Z. There's a lot of emotions that you might feel. Just feel them hoes and then get past it and call it a day. But
There
okay.
you go. Yeah.
So to put all the energy into it, like I said, this is an emotion. Just feel the emotion. For what it is and move past it. I also think that I've learned and I've seen it firsthand off of somebody that I truly dearly who is near and dear in my heart. It was already happening for me of the change and recognizing and I tried to explain that to him at some point, but long story short, a really close friend of mine, because he acted out of emotion, let's just say he had to do a life bid behind that. So it's like, An emotion is emotion, and let's just pay attention to what it is, call it for what it is, and keep it pushing. So I definitely think that's where that maturity level came in, and it's over time. It happens to all adults. But absolutely, I would at one point in my life, every goddamn decision I made was off of how I felt about something. Ain't nobody got time for that no more. What's the reality? What's the fact to it, and how's it gonna end at the end of the day? That part.
Exactly.
Okay, you
Exactly.
spoken.
All right, Lex. We gonna go
She
ahead and
said
pull
she was
you in.
last.
Man,
Oh,
Lex
you
wanted to
because
be
last?
thank
last.
you. I really appreciate Lou.
I know.
I was like, wait a second, I gotta slow.
You was okay. You
See what
last.
happened? You
All
had
right.
technical difficulties. You got bumped to the front.
Instantly.
Like get
Instantly.
her out the way now.
Listen.
Okay.
Well, Lo, I'm gonna let you go then. I'm trying to
Whew,
pull this together over here.
that's tough. I personally, I feel like I come from a logical place, or at least I can see the logical perspective. I play the scenarios of where things could go, like possibilities in the decisions, based on which one we make. Um, but I want to say that probably at my core, I still run more, I guess it would be emotionally. And I think as you grow up, that emotion stops becoming so reactionary. So when we're younger, it's an impulsive reaction decision. I want to do it because I want to do it right now. It's how I feel exactly in this moment. And it's usually a big or like dramatic type of sway in what made sense and what you chose to do. Um, and I think as I've grown up, it's it's more of a feeling. It doesn't rule me. It's not a big, what's the word description I'm looking for here? It's not loud. So it's going to be, how do I feel about this um, internally? And after I decide how I'm feeling about it, then I go to the logic. So I don't start at logic right now. I still will evaluate how I feel about it. And then from there, move down to, does it make sense? And then choose that way. Um, I think that has affected my life better, going that route, because at least now I'm taking accountability and recognizing my own feelings about things, before going strictly logical. Um, I wasn't taking into account how I felt. So then, the only emotions you really consider at that point are, happy, anger, disgust, and sadness shows up as anger.
Mm-hmm.
And then those lead to bad decisions. So I think it's taken me longer to make decisions now, being older, going that route, and sometimes that can appear, I think, is confusion, or that I don't want to make a decision. um, but it's really just my process of figuring it out, which is the best choice and going to sit well in my heart, in my body, in my spirit, in a forward direction.
I like that. I like that. Okay. Oh, Lex, you doing me wrong. Okay. I ain't ready yet. I ain't ready to go yet. Okay. Because I'm always controversial. I don't be ready yet. But I consider myself to be a logical thinker. That's my problem too.
Mm-hmm.
It has caused me a lot of problems because I don't take into account the emotional part of making a decision until, if it happens, it's not until well after everything has settled and the as they say, as the dust is cleared. Then it's like, oh, I could have been a little nicer, or I could have like went a little easier. But in the moment, no, it's literally, this is what's causing me a problem. This is where I'm at. This is my reaction. Period. That's always how it goes. It's never like, oh, I feel this way. But it's because I didn't learn to process my feelings early on. So I never knew that there was a process to, or that you had to include them in your decisions. But because of that, I made a lot of logical decisions that don't work in relationships, because relationships require emotion and um, kind of a little flex on emotion. When you're in logic, it's kind of like 1 + 1 = 2. If it doesn't equal 2, then it doesn't make sense. But in life and relationships, it never is that black and white, as they say. You always have to stand in the gray area and kind of find a compromise. And I'm not a very compromising person when it's that time. So it's normally like a logical decision. Hey, this is the thing you did. This is the effect of what you did, and I'm going to be judge, jury, and executioner if I need to be at that moment, because this is how I now feel about it, and I feel like logically this don't make sense. So it never was like a completion of emotion and logic. It's always just like, this is what happened. This is what the result is. This is what I'm going to do because of the result.
Feel it.
Yes, yes. Go ahead, Lex.
Oh, Jesus, Jesus. I can say I used to be more emotional, but right now I'm like in the middle. I'm a little bit of both. I'm a little bit of both. Like I think off rip because that's what I'm used to as far. But I was saying like I'm in the middle. I used to be very emotional. Like I used to be like I wasn't the girl to like I would like wreck your shit like your car and your clothes and stuff. But am I blowing your phone up? Yes. Am I texting you 1,000 times? Yes. Am I just going off the fucking hinges when I see you? Yes. Because bitch, you made me feel some type of. I thought I was gonna work on my cursing on this thing. My bad, y'all. But like, you just made me feel some type of way, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's just like I'm going straight toward my emotions. And now I think I can't really say for a relationship because I've been single for quite some time. But like, and just in life situations now, I think I go straight toward emotion because that's what I'm used to doing.
Mm-hmm.
But as I get older and as I can you hear me? Aaron, can you hear me? Okay. But as I get older and I'll give a quick example. Like, I'm really learning to trust and lean in God or the source more, or the universe, as people call them. You know what I'm saying? I had a situation where basically I was gonna be down bad financially, and I didn't know what to do. But I think because I was talking to Aaron about this one day, I was on the phone with her. I was irritated. Like, everybody wants to tell you like it's gonna be fine, you're gonna be okay. I'm like, I ain't trying to hear none of that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I just went to bed, but I woke up the next morning. I'm like, I'm not gonna let this get me down. I'm just gonna do my morning routine. And I sat outside with a cup of tea and I prayed. And literally, like within the next hour, my answer came to me. And it's like, so in moments like that, like I try to remember, like logic, like you have to use your logic because your emotions, like it's okay to feel your emotions, it's okay to have them, but logically speaking, things are gonna be okay. Things are gonna work out. Like I said, I can't speak for relationships because it's been a minute since I've been in one of those. But the last time I was
I
in one,
understand.
I was blowing that man phone up, and I said, "Bitch, you better call me back." So, but right,
I think we all been there. Why you ain't answering? Pick up my phone. Like,
No,
yeah, like
see,
I
you
think
know
that's
what,
a
Lex?
real
That be
thing.
that, and that's my problem. So instead of me going that route, I always say, "Oh, you not answering the phone?
Okay, I don't
Oh,
want to ever
okay.
talk to you again.
There you go. I'm done. Cool. It's cool. Don't never call my phone. That's the text that come right after. Now I do that. Don't you ever call my phone again? You on the block list, so it don't matter what you say after this anyway. Period. We broke up. We are done. Your stuff's outside. Period. Period. Period.
pull up
Exclamation
when you
point.
want
Exclamation point. Exclamation point. And they be like, but bruh, my phone was dead. That's personal. They ain't got nothing to do with
Got
me.
nothing to do with
them.
me.
I called you all day, B. Like that don't have nothing to do with me now. That now you whatever excuse it is. No
I
Figure
sir.
it
wish
out.
I had that. I wish
Beyond
I had
figure it
that
out.
strength.
No, you
I
don't,
wish I
girl.
had that. No, I
You
do.
need
Because
the
he kept
middle.
calling me. After me calling him 27 times, he kept calling me back, and then I answer. No. I
Hold
did
on. Hold on. Not just answer though. You had the butterflies. You be like, ooh, he calling.
Yeah, like, I'm going to let it ring 5
I'm gonna let
times.
you
So
call
I'm
now
gonna
back
just
at
let
least
it.
5
I'm gonna
times.
let it ring for a little while. I'm gonna let it ring for a while.
you
If he
know,
called more
Girl,
than
like,
3 times, he mean it.
girl, that
you
phone be
know,
on
like,
block. I never know. Not
Ooh.
never. I be in here watching the whole
Lord.
TV show.
Oh,
Like,
Constance, so don't play. I be like, girl, let him breathe for 5 seconds. What did he even say? You don't even know. You don't even know
No.
what he said.
I,
You
He
didn't,
ain't say
you
nothing
didn't
to
even
me.
wait to hear the
Don't
foolery.
matter.
it don't matter no more.
No.
What she said.
I had to talk to him. He wasn't available. I got to find somebody who's gonna be available because
Hey, and that's a word.
Ain't no working
That's
it
a
out.
word. I'm dying.
Maybe that's my problem. I just be too understanding.
Hey, no, Lo, I said that the other day too. I be too understanding sometimes. Like, oh, Chad, that's a different question though for a different day.
look, and I need to be in the middle, somewhere closer
No, you don't.
to y'all
Girl, you ain't
because
gonna make it to the middle.
my lack of
You ain't gotta.
understanding
You
is
ain't
the
gonna make
problem.
it.
You
I
ain't
need
gotta. At least give
listen.
them a time frame.
Let's go like 25. I'll settle for 25%. I think you can make it. I
I
think you can
think
make it
so too. Because right now I'm
25%.
at 2, y'all. I'm at 2, maybe 5. If you catch me on a sunny day with the kids, I might be on 10. You understand? But listen, that's as good as you're gonna get that day. Because I got kids.
Oh
I ain't got time to
man.
play games. If I want to play games, I
Hey,
got
that's
2
the
people to
one.
play with. So,
Girl,
That's
she
the
be
one.
saying that to people too, and it be cracking me up.
no, listen. I
These
be
grown men feel so disrespected, and I hear them.
But did they not disrespect her? Is what she's saying. She
exactly.
said you disrespected me, so
And
disrespect begets disrespect. But
obviously,
like,
that's the only way you know to communicate. And when in Rome, I have to do as the Romans. If
I'm
you
about to.
don't
She
know,
said I speak that.
You know what? But I feel like some
All they
people just
understand.
they just want to see how far they can go with
yes,
you because they've tested people before and got away with it. So now I want to know if I can do it over here too. And how firm are you really on
Where you
your
gonna go?
boundary and your
and what
standards?
Constance said it was a gloomy day and my kids was with their daddy.
so everything went hit to hell and high water. You understand? Like, listen, yes,
Ooh-wee.
exactly. That's exactly what it. I don't want to know. I'm gonna pray about it, y'all. I'm gonna do something.
They gotta
I'm
pray
down
about
with
it
him.
too, though.
Listen, but
They
what they,
gotta
you know, what
pray.
they learn when they push when they try to push the boundary, what they learn is, oh man. So for real, people will let you go and leave you alone,
You going into the
y'all.
next questions. Hold on.
Listen. On this same subject, though, listen, I
You
gotta tell
going
y'all.
Look, I'm
wait,
over
hold
here
on.
reading them like,
No, it's not
Lauren
that one.
started
It's
it
not
though.
that one.
Lauren
It's not
started
that
it.
one.
She snowballed it. She started that question off.
Listen, no, it's not even that. A man literally called me, y'all, or text me and used our mutual homeboy to try to get me to answer the phone because I cut him off. So I called our mutual homeboy and said, "Hey, he's throwing you under the bus. He said he can't contact you. You need to call your friend." He was like, "I talked to that man the other day. He just want to talk to you." Oh well, you better tell him he ain't gonna make it. I don't know what to do. I ain't answering. I ain't text back. I deleted it. Click and blocked the new number he texted me from.
That part.
I know that's
I
right.
was
The
like, he's
text
lucky the
free
message
and
made it
all,
through.
He
girl.
played them high school games. You know, when you trying to
Changing
figure
your
out what
number.
to call your friend on three-way and you trying to have your friend to pretend or be like, wait a minute, I need your phone number. He
That's
playing them
it.
games.
Wait, what's three-way? We a little young, we a little old for this.
Hold
You gotta click it on the
You
house
gotta tell
phone.
the
What's a
kids what
house
the
phone, y'all?
freeway is.
That's the landline.
Did it
Landline. With
have
a
a
cord.
cord? Did
With
it
a
have a
cord.
cord?
They had a cord. You can still do three-way on your cell phone, though. You just merging the
I know.
call. It's the
But
Yeah,
same
mer-
they're not gonna call it a three-way. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I merged them in."
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, just join them in the
It's
call.
the same thing. Three-way.
Oh
Merging in.
god. Hey,
That's for
that's some
sure.
At
funny
that time on the
shit.
landline.
Right?
Right?
Where somebody could pick up that other end and
And hear the whole
listen. Just,
conversation.
oh,
Put the
really?
bitch on mute, hold your phone over the hold your hand over the thing.
Oh, really? So that's what y'all was
You
doing.
better time it so you don't hear that click come through.
Oh, right, be listening. But it'd be like 17 of us on the phone at a time. We ain't hear shit.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't hear shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Okay, y'all. Next question. So the next question is, what's the greatest life lesson, girl, I can't even get these words out. I gotta stop drinking. What's the greatest life lesson you've learned so far? And were you warned by an elder, which could be a parent, friend to the family, your pastor, whoever it is, or was this something you had to learn on your own? Greatest life lesson that you've learned so far, and who gave you the lesson? Did you learn it the hard way, or did somebody give you the game?
Girl,
Come
I
on.
should have done more homework before we got to this
I guess I'm
call.
about to go all on me because I went last turn.
Yeah, it's on you, Lex. So it's right on
That's
you.
messed up. Uh, I
Listen.
understand how low feel. That's wild.
I just saved you. Last question, girl.
Look, don't do that. You just say don't throw me under the bus now. Now look. I would say honestly, I had to learn this on my own, like the super, super hard way. But it's super cliche, but it's super real. And I'm even seeing it now as new friendships come around or anybody. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Like when you are a light or a healing or nurturing spirit, or you are just that person who does go above and beyond, people sense that shit like a motherfucker. I know I said I was gonna stop cursing, but no, it need to be said. They be like they bloodhounds on the trail.
Because you
They
have what they
know.
need.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like they will literally suck you until you look like that man from Tales from the Crypt. That's another old reference. I know
I
younger people
love
gonna know that.
no girl.
You know what I'm
If
saying?
you know,
But
you
you will look
know
like him. Yeah, you gonna look like that nigga
the crypt keeper.
before
Hmm.
before somebody even think to ask you, just bitch, how was your day?
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's
Yes.
just like you really have to take the time to just let people know, like, hey, I understand you're going through some things, but me too. And right
Exactly.
now ain't it. Or it's just simply like I don't feel like that. Like I even look, I was this month I text Aaron and a couple other friends. I was like, I love y'all, but this is a texting month. Can't call me. I can't call y'all. I'm sorry. I love y'all and I miss y'all, but I really did not have the energy for. This is really my first major interaction this month.
Well,
Like
I'm
I have
so glad.
But
not.
you need that sometimes. That's
You
okay.
do, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And people don't get that though. Like motherfuckers will call you selfish because you want to take some time out to replenish yourself.
Because they
But what
being
Yep.
about all
selfish.
them times I let you suck me dry from the rooter to the tutor,
Oh
and not in
no,
a
then
good
they look
way?
at you. Look, they look at you and say,
Why you
"But you
changed?
left
Trying to hold
me.
it
Why
together.
you
Absolutely.
changing?
Yes.
You
Yeah, you
being
switched up.
different."
You fake. You this. You that. Like
Like,
no, I'm
yeah,
real.
something done
And at the
changed.
end,
Something
yeah,
done happened.
exactly. And when you switch
And
up
then
on
that
me,
goes
it's
down
only
to
gonna be
that
me.
whole next question about the friends. It as it's a,
Oh,
that's
don't
why
what?
I said,
Wait,
Lex, you
yeah.
owe nobody that explanation, baby girl. Look at her trying to read it now. You owe nobody that explanation because that
Big
is
fact.
real.
Big fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. Like you really don't. And
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. And I can't
There
we
she go.
talked about
Can you
okay,
hear?
there we go. Because we've talked about being recovering people pleasers, and that's
Oh.
definitely me. I am ooh boy, I'm recovering. But I'm recovering in a good way. I don't mind telling bitches no now. Like it's cool to me. It feel good sometimes. It feel good sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But other times like I really like, especially if a friend that I really, really do love, like I know they're going through something, it's kind of pulling on my heartstrings. But it's like, bitch, you ain't even got the answers or the energy for yourself. What you gonna tell her? Like, let's be
Nothing.
real. What are you gonna tell her that you are not and cannot tell yourself right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that also comes to being honest with yourself. But that's another topic for another day. Anywho, but yeah, no, seriously, you just cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to really just make sure you are replenished and you are full of energy because at the end of the day, we love our friends, but it's just you and you. At the end of the day, it is just you and you. Outside of the brunches, outside of the long talks, outside of the heart to heart, it is just you and you. So yeah, you got to make sure you're straight. And here, I'll drink to that.
Me too.
That part.
Hmm.
Mm. All right. You over there cheesing me. I'm not gonna go to you. I'm gonna go next since I went right before Lex last question. Okay. My greatest life lesson is one that I am in the process of. trying to get with. But it's that vulnerability is a necessity.
Mm.
I don't care who you are. I don't care where
Mm-hmm.
you are. I don't care how much money you have.
Preach.
If you're not vulnerable in the right spaces, you will not collect the people who are supposed to be your team and who are
Ooh,
supposed to come
child.
along. You'll collect those people pleasers or you'll collect those leeches. And I'm not saying it in a bad way, but listen, people are energy vultures. People are soul suckers sometimes. They will come and, like you said, Lex, they will take a water hose connected to you like you a hydrant,
Full
drain
blast.
you dry. You understand? And
Yeah.
then they'll keep walking. But most of the time, you end up with those people because those are the people you can fix. Those are the people you don't have to be vulnerable with. Those are the people you don't even have to come outside of your shell with because they don't give a damn about what's
Mm.
happening to you or with you or
Mm.
around you. They
Mm-hmm.
only care about themselves so they can't see you and you can hide in those circles. Being vulnerable, even thus far, it's making me say no to the people I love the most. It's making me say, pick me first over everything, even my kids. And it's also making me say, hey, girl, figure it out. Because nobody wants to be with a person who don't need nobody.
That's the truth.
And when you're never vulnerable, you give off the presence that you don't need anyone. And if we didn't need nobody, we wouldn't have to be in the presence of other people to receive the energy that we need to sometimes get through. Like you said, like you've been on a month and not taking calls. Sometimes you need that to regenerate. But then once you're done with that, you need that personal interaction because you need somebody to feed
Mm-hmm.
back into you sometimes. Even if you did you filled the jug all the way up, but it's a little bit you can't do. You need outside people that are solid with
Mm-hmm.
you, but you got to have that space of vulnerability. You have to be able to look at people and say, hey, I need you at this moment for this thing. And if you can't show
Very
up,
much.
it's fine. That's okay. Let me find the person who can. And sometimes
Yep.
people don't like that part of vulnerability because what they feel like you're saying is, I don't need you anymore. I'll go find somebody else. And it's not what you're
Very much.
saying. You're saying, I've
Mm-hmm.
gotten to this part. I've grown here. You can no longer help me or love me through this point. Let me go find the people who can.
Yeah.
So,
Facts. That's another topic I was gonna mention too. Who next? Because I was about to get
and
on a
right,
tangent. Never mind. I was about to go on a tangent.
you're about
Caught
to
it.
go in.
Who next?
All right,
Boy,
go look. Go ahead, Ivory. Go ahead.
she ready. She got the hands
Mhm.
on the table
You
and
see her? She
everything.
got the
No,
the ready
I actually
pick.
Ready.
thought y'all was. I thought Lo was gonna go next.
I
Mm.
can.
Go ahead, Lo.
See, I said I could with my whole chest.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did. So go
you
ahead.
should have whispered
Listen,
it.
let
You
me.
should have
You should
whispered.
have. You should have said it like. That's it. Mhm.
Okay. It came back to me. It came back to me. I lost it for a second though. I would say the thing that's taught me the most, the sentence, the phrase, actually came from my wife, and she taught me that I have to teach people how to treat me.
Mm,
Mm.
it's a
Okay.
word. It's a
Amen.
word.
Hey, listen, I need your fan. I need your fan, Lex.
Look, because I had to
Yeah,
pull it up.
That
look,
means some
that
hard
church fan.
boundaries. Period.
You
Real
better
talk.
say hard.
Hard, hard, hard.
Yeah, I think that's recovering people pleaser. Teaching people how to treat you is not a thing in people pleasing because you're just constantly a chameleon into the environment to be the best fit of what whoever
Everybody
outside
else.
yourself
Mm-hmm.
needs,
Hmm.
right?
You're learning to
Um,
micromanage people.
and and in doing all of that, you get abused in all facets of
Mm.
abuse. And I like watching her just interact socially used to amaze me because I've seen how people act when she's not there and how they talk to people. And then when she comes in the room, they associate with her completely different than they do with other people. And I had asked her what's going on? Like why do they talk to you like this? But I know this person and this is not how they behave normally. She's like, "Oh, well, I don't let them treat me like that."
Mm-hmm.
I don't let them get away with it. If other people do, like that's their business, but I'm going to teach them how to treat me, and you need to do that. Like I need to do that. I really do. Um it's something I'm still working on because it just feels so unnatural, like inside
Super.
my person. I've been doing this for almost, you know, 27, 30 some years,
Yeah.
a lot of years. So it's not something that happens overnight, but I'm taking small steps. Like I said, in the first podcast, is my year of asserting my boundaries, and in that comes with teaching people how to treat and or associate with me. And if you're not reciprocating energy, or you're not treating me in a way that I feel like is appropriate, I'm not giving you any energy. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And to some extent that's been the way that I've started on this, is by removing myself. So um it's a less direct approach. As I get more comfortable, I'll probably be more forward. But until then, if we're not lining up, or I'm not liking how our interactions are going, I'm pulling back. And when I pull back, if our relationship means something to you, then those people reach out like, hey, what's going on? I see you step back. Are you okay? And then that opens the door for that conversation, which is a little more comfortable for me right now. Um, but in the future, I see it being more direct, like, don't talk to me like that. That feels so
I have
crazy
a
to say out
question.
loud.
Can I sprinkle some of mine on you?
Yeah, I was about to say you, and then you go, and then because I wanted to say something too. Go
Oh
ahead.
no. I just want to sprinkle a little bit of my own play on low. I just need to let me sprinkle some of
Yeah,
my
Oh
own
yeah,
play.
no,
yeah.
because
Let me
Constance
see.
don't play.
Look.
Okay.
I be hearing her in the back of my mind saying what I be thinking out loud. It just
Hey,
doesn't come out of my
sometimes
mouth.
truth is sometimes you just have to say it only because people don't believe. My granny used to say this all the time, that fat meat is greasy. Let me tell you
Ooh,
why.
Yeah.
Because until you
she
see
took
the
it to the
grease,
ooh.
do you hear me? Until you see that
You don't
grease,
get the chance to
you
play with
don't
me like
Look,
that.
know.
And people don't
You don't
understand you
get a
don't get that
chance.
chance. You don't gotta play with
Yeah.
me
It's
like
Miss
that.
Smack.
You
Let's
fat
can't do
meat.
that.
smack the fan.
If it ain't standing on record, you can't do that.
You
I ain't
can't.
heard that
Yeah.
shit in a long
Do
time,
you
but that's
understand?
the truth.
That is
Hey, yeah.
That's that old
people.
Shout out
school.
to
My granny
Granny.
used to
People
say that
do
too.
not.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. You know how they have all those old sayings and things like that. Now at 35, I so understand what they saying. Like people really don't. You can't just be nice to people because they're not going to hear you sometimes. Sometimes you got to come out and act that clown ass and say, "Hey, do it again." And I'm gonna
What's
pull out
up?
this. I
There
gotta
you
pull this
go.
out.
And people don't understand
I
that.
gotta.
Like I don't.
And then at that point, it's
Aaron.
like, oh my God, this person is just so angry. Every
Motherfuckers be
time we
trying. I mean,
try to
people be
talk,
trying that shit for real.
Aaron, she been waiting.
hmm
I just
Because
okay.
I'm gonna let y'all finish y'all sprinkle. Go do y'all
go
do
ahead,
your
Lex.
hair.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Lex.
Go
That
ahead.
was it.
I just
Cause
don't.
Lauren, you do
Okay,
that shit
so
around me, and I hear somebody saying something fly out their mouth behind you, bro.
Aaron
You
finna
don't need
cut
to
her.
say nothing. Don't worry. I'ma slide right up in there.
I'm in that.
I
In
mean,
that.
right there.
What happened?
Bitch, I dare you to say it again. Say it. Go ahead. Say it. What you say?
Girl,
Look, look,
we
look.
can put
Constance and
you
my
down,
wife be
bitch.
like giving me the look when they're there. You letting this happen? Because they got
And
one more
I just
time.
need to know
They
if I
got one more time.
because if I say something, it's
You
gonna be
And
go
regulate
that's
it,
through.
real
or we
Whole
mature.
room,
will.
If you
whole
want
That's
to
room.
call
real
you mean or you
mature.
out the pocket or you disrespectful, but what person don't fucking think about is, bitch, you wasn't thinking about what you said when you said it directed towards
Boy,
me. So
do
how
you
the fuck
understand
do you get the grace behind it?
that part?
Like
Why,
I don't get that shit. I'm
boy?
working. I'm with you, Lisa. I'm working on my mouth, but I'm just
But
saying I don't get it. It
what?
does
Thank you for
not
letting them be the
balance
only
to
one.
me.
Listen, we don't worry.
It
This,
don't
this,
balance. It
listen, this
doesn't make
visual
sense. So
section, we gotta.
you can come out the side ass pocket and say what the fuck you want, and then if I said, "Oh, you're so fat," it's the
Look.
universal sign, right? So
Yeah, everybody know what it
all I'm
means.
saying,
Everybody know what's up.
girl,
Everybody know what's up.
it resonates my soul. Go ahead, finish your sprinkles. Go
No,
ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
was see. Look, and I'm on the lighter end of things, Lauren, because I totally feel you, girl. Okay, now listen here. I don't know how you believe, But I dead ass be praying for God to remove people. That sounds crazy. I be
No,
like,
Mm-hmm.
you.
that's real.
I be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I ain't got the guts right now to just be like, hey, bitch, I ain't fucking with you. So I'm gonna tell you, God, and what I want you to do is yank her out, and help me remember what I prayed for, and be okay with the process and the decision. That's really it, girl. So,
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
that
coming.
also,
Come here. Come here. Let me,
yeah, we go.
because the Lord said, faith without work don't get
It's
no
dead.
answer. Do you hear me?
DED dead.
And I'm showing up. I'm finna do my mouth's worth of work. I'm finna do your mouth's worth of
Yeah.
work. What happened? Who did what?
You
Huh?
better watch how you say
Baby,
that,
I'm a work
girl.
in progress. I really, really
Listen,
am.
listen. However they take it, they heard something out of it. They
But
heard
that
something.
too.
That's a fact though. Like I think I pray that first. I pray it
And
before
then
we
talk
get
your
so
shit.
far. And
Yep.
then when I realize, oh, you just not getting it. Okay, I understand. Let me show up the way you need to see it to make
Hmm.
sure you understand. Because then, of course, then cut off, you done. But
Yep.
I gotta leave you with a parting gift. And I really want people on God to be a better person when they leave me than they were when they
Mm.
came to me.
Yep.
And sometimes people need to be told that they ain't shit
Ooh,
to me.
just like that too. No, just like no, for real.
Hmm.
Because they're really out here with their heads so far up their
Playing the
ass in a
goddamn victim on
delusional world.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. They are a victim to everything. And because of what they've gone through, they can just say whatever the fuck they want
Absolutely.
to. But like
No,
Absolutely.
Aaron
absolutely
said,
not. It doesn't
the
right
moment
there.
you check a bitch,
Friends
it's
or
a
family. That shit
problem.
don't work. It don't
Right.
fly.
No.
It don't work.
Hmm.
Ooh, that
Hmm.
girl said fat meat is
Do
greasy.
you hear me?
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Listen, they,
I'm about to.
they most of these kids don't even know where to get fat meat from.
No,
Shit.
That
they said,
part.
what's a fat meat?
What's a fat? Listen, the case is it don't matter what part of the animal it came from. If you put it in a pan, the
It's
grease will pop.
greasy.
Do you understand? That's what you got to understand. I don't care where you got it from. If it's the fat meat, it's gonna pop.
It's
It's gonna sound like bacon cooking. Okay, and it
hallelujah.
and it can burn. Remember that part. It can burn.
Burn.
Hmm. Now go ahead. Go ahead.
Whew.
I think it's just more of a. I'm a piggyback off that, and I'm a side note it.
Go
I
ahead.
think it's really a preference on how you, and I think it's also with a conversation about that. I have a aunt, and I rather talk to her more than I can't even explain it because she just gonna shoot the shit and she gonna say it. I don't understand why adults want to be caught up when they're shit. Just shoot whatever the situation is. Somebody needs to tell you directly, and I time the water in. You can't be pro pissed. If you did it, you did it. Hold yourself accountable and move on. If you don't, if somebody doesn't tell you, you're gonna keep doing it. And you're gonna be trying to
Hmm.
figure out why. So, like, I watched one of my aunts who she be fucking offending everybody. But the thing about that shit is it's so fucking true. And people want to get in their feelings like, I even know, goddamn, do I want to hear her mouth today? But I know she gonna come with some shit, like, and it
Hmm.
don't matter. She said what she said. And it's like you can do nothing but respect it. But let me go back to the actual question
Hmm.
Hmm.
in hand, which was have
Greatest greatest life lesson.
about an elder or somebody. My
And
mama. My
who'd you?
mom has taught
Yeah.
me hands down. She said it back in the gap, and I didn't understand it. And it kind of goes into one of our next questions, so I'm not gonna go into it. Baby, in this lifetime, you get some root. You get a very few roots in your life. Meaning, like friends, you get a
Hmm.
handful, literally, if that. And your friends are your friends. You don't understand this shit when you a child. You shooting the shit, you having fun, you enjoying your life. But most definitely, I feel like throughout my walk in life, I feel like I get it more than ever.
Hmm.
More than ever. So yeah, she prepared me. She told me. She said that to me. But I think that in situations you see it. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like that's a part of that kind of that little growth thing. And look, we ain't gonna go into all of that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's a
yeah. Just
part of
hold it. Just hold that little piece. Hold that
yeah, we
little
ain't gonna
piece.
go
It's
into all of
next.
that.
It's
But
next. We
it's
gonna roll
more
you right
of
into that. That's what
we
we gonna
not, we
do.
not into it, but that's my whole that I learned the hard way. I don't necessarily it presented itself absolutely. Um, you when you're a child, you don't think much of it, and when you enter your adult years, whoa, let's take a second and take a look at who is truly around you. Or you put yourself in my life and you say that you love me, but are your intentions the best intentions for me? Or do you get something out of it behind that makes you feel better about yourself, but it's not the best of
Mm-hmm.
me? Like, it doesn't, like, so who do you really have around you? So I feel like I remember my mama used to tell me, in this lifetime, baby, you only gonna get a handful of friends. Friends. And that's that part. Like, and you see
I
it, you
call them
know?
a village. The village. That's really what it's
I
the
told you I
village.
pick for mine, baby. You gotta come with the
Hmm.
flowers.
Yeah.
I got the good ones in me on a bunch.
Right? Yes. Look, perfect segue. He's perfect segue. So our next question is: are we really friends? And where are your friends in the bracket? And when I mean in the bracket, let's think basketball. You have your championship teams, right? They all in the championship. That's usually your friends. Your friends are not the people who you cannot depend on. That's the champion teams. These are the ones who have gone through the league and done their thing and gotten to the end, right? And now they're battling out to see who's the best. But in reality, in friendships, you don't have the best friend. Everybody has their own space. Um, what has been the
Ooh.
interaction, of how you've known when it's time to release a friend, when it's time to transition where your friend stands in your life, and or when it's time to say, "Hey, is this really? Are we really friends?" Go
Can I
ahead,
start?
Lex. Go ahead.
And I want to start because how I know it's time, because this shit just happened to me today. When I be making up arguments in my fucking head about shit that I should have been said to your dumb ass. And then knowing that some shit about to come up, and I'm like preparing myself to go through this big event with you. Like, are you gonna continue to be the go along to get along friend that you've been? Are you really gonna let that bitch know about herself and let her know, like, nah, you been fucking up and I just been cool about it, but nah, you really ain't shit. Like you just say, you gotta tell some
Mm-hmm.
people sometime, but they ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so literally, I was in my hotel getting ready for work today, and I'm supposed to be taking a trip with one of my friends, and I was really sitting there arguing with her in my head, out loud, but in my head, like it was just us, and I'm just like, yeah, y'all, I'm crazy. I already accepted that. They can say whatever the fuck they want to say. Anywho,
Listen, that mean,
It's
but
like that
hey,
for real though.
girl.
Nah, you gotta
Listen,
be ready for when
yeah,
the situation
we
presents
in
itself.
we there together. We there
you
I
know what
know
I
together.
it be like
My
that.
name is Constance Monet. I am in the group. Okay.
mean? Hey, Constance. But yeah, it's really like that, and it's like, bro, like, oh, we had a long time coming, and I've had one of my best friends of 15 years. When I say she has loved me through my ain't shit ass times, look, she called me the other day. She said, "Bitch, you still apologize and thank me for being your friend to this day." I said real shit because I
Sometimes.
wasn't shit. Like I wasn't
Hmm.
shit. I really had to learn and go through some stuff. So that's really what, because I had somebody like her in my life, I really try to be that friend and like love my other friends too. And it's like, okay, maybe my love or me showing you certain things, like being the example, will help you see something. But some
Mm-mm.
people are so committed to their misery and their ain't shitness and all the negative things. What, no matter what you do, it
It's
ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So it comes to the time like
Mm.
when you start having to make up arguments in your head, like
Exactly. Listen, once we
let
there
that bitch
though,
go,
let
let that bitch go.
listen. It ain't nothing to cut that off. It ain't cut it
Hey,
off. Cut
hey,
it
cause it
off.
ain't nothing.
But you know what it
That's my
is?
boo. Yeah.
Mhm. Like I said on the last one, I truly learned that statement you just made is such a fact. You can't love nobody through nothing. Not your mama, not your
Nope.
daddy, not the man
Whew.
you love,
Mm.
not the woman you love, not the child. You cannot love a person through nothing because that ain't always what they need to get through it. And you're not always the person to help them get through that. We
Nope.
just try, and keep pushing,
Nope.
pushing, pushing. Like, hey, I'm loving you. I'm doing this. Look at me. Look at me.
Why
Why is it
don't
not
you
enough?
see what I see
Don't
in
it trip
you?
you out?
Why the fuck don't
Let me
you?
throw this in there. Don't it trip you out when you step the fuck back for somebody because they on their stupid shit and then they want to domino effect like they don't know what the fuck they did to you? Like, girl, get your motherfucking life. Like,
I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
And then make a whole synopsis or create their own story on how versus what the reality and the fact of the situation was and how they projected themselves onto you and victimized
Right.
themselves after they.
But let's talk about it though. This is that logical thinking.
Yes.
We allowed that shit. Logically
Yes.
speaking, we allowed that shit. And
I'm
that is
sorry,
why
my name
that
is Aaron. I'm a
person,
recovering emotional reactant.
hey,
Yes.
just look, hey Aaron.
Listen.
but but
I'm
yeah,
working
like
on my logic now.
Yes.
My reaction was, yeah, I'm working on it
Mm-mm.
now. But I just
we
had to throw that piece in there because some people want to play
no
like
good.
dumb, stupid, like they don't know what the fuck they did
Girl,
to the relationship to get to where it's at.
girl, and some of them ain't
Yeah.
playing. Let me tell you something. I know
No.
somebody in this world for a fact who ain't playing about the fact that they ain't done nothing wrong. It's you. I don't care how
That's
many
sad.
people say it's them. That's not a fact. It's you.
That is
You're the
sad.
problem. You're causing me a problem, and the next person will understand me. And you know what I've realized when people are really like that, it's because they're they have all these terms these days, and I cannot bring to the front of
Chill.
my brain what the term is, but literally they're playing this masking game because when you know them, they literally show up only how they can, which is in the worst ways sometimes. But when you don't know them, oh, that mask comes on. It's fun as games. Oh, she's a good person. He's a good person. What are you talking about? And then they
Mm-hmm.
believe the outer limits of these people in these outer relationships over people who they've literally maintained a relationship with they most of their lives or had all their lives, and they'll literally look at you and say, no, you're the problem because these outside people understand. Them outside people ain't there when you crying. Them outside people ain't there when you snapping. Them outside people ain't taking the abuse that comes with being this person in your life. So
Hello.
that outside person can't tell me nothing.
And fuck that outside person for trying to make me think that it's me that's the problem on your side because bitch, you only known that hoe for like a 90
A
seconds.
night.
I've been with her. I've been with the bitch in the trenches. Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, we really got it out the mud together. No, I know that bitch. Like, stop playing with me, bro.
No,
That's
You
no,
right.
know?
no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I know where she keep her drawers. And I know that she don't wear none on Sundays. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what do you know?
Okay.
Tell me what you know. Because you know the cute shit.
Look, how many kids she got and what her mama name is. That ain't nothing. Girl, get out.
Mm-mm.
Get out.
Everybody know that. Everybody know that.
Exactly.
That's on
It's
Instagram right
Googleable.
now.
That's a
That's like, boy, mm-mm. All right, go ahead, Ibri.
mm-hmm.
You
But
next,
we on
girl.
the question of
Yes, are we really friends?
and where your friends stand from you.
And where they stand.
Okay, so we ain't got to go all into detail because we had our own conversation today. But I can say, let me group it out. It's amazing how you have all of these friends over a lifetime. Then you pluck, and you end up with maybe just this many, right? But then you sit here and you look at the many that you do have, and you're like, whoa, are we really friends? How deep is that? How deep does it go? Second, first grade. Okay, so when we had our conversation today, let me throw this in a bunch. I told you X, Y, and Z. Yeah. This many people asked me this one. I've known, and I'm talking about friends from years on years on years. It makes you think about shit, right? Mm-hmm. I have had, and this is the piece that I did not tell you. So, Alexis, how long have I known you? 3 years?
4 years.
3 years?
3 years, 4 in October.
Aside from what you and I talked about, she stepped out her place to call and be like, "Hey, you okay?" You get where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
But you got these friends over here from second, third, first, kindergarten that don't know a lick of shit. Not saying everybody got to know what's going on in your life, but are they truly your friends? You see what I'm saying? So you pick and choose really who you really want in your life and who is worth having. The same at this point in my life, let me say this. The energy you put into me, I put back out into you. The people that I love, I am going to 100% pour into them constantly over and over and over and over and over again. But you recognize that when you get to a certain age or just as let me not say age, as life presents itself. And as things happen, experiences happen. That moment I was telling you about the fact from my birthday. You
Mm-hmm.
know, me and Lauren in the beginning building our relationship. You get what I'm saying? Years of my friends. It was a joy for her to go simple stuff to the store. And we did when we did for
It's
my
your
birthday
charcuterie
that year.
board.
And
It
I
was
thought
a
that
big
was super
house.
freaking sweet. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you pick and choose. So I guess with the point of, I'm not trying to be sentimental. And you know, I gotta give my affirmation in this episode also. So
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
affirmation goes to you this time though. Because I done bragged on them too, so now I gotta brag on you. So I think the part about it is as life presents itself, you start to really sit there and you reflect. Are we really friends? Because longevity don't have nothing to do with it.
No.
It's the quantity. I mean, not the quantity. It's the quality.
Quality.
It's the
Mhm.
quality in it. You get what I'm saying? And you handle people with a long hand spoon. Like I'm not gonna feel no kind of way. You look at it, you be like, damn, that's what that is. Okay. But I'm gonna handle you accordingly. So it ain't no problem. It ain't no point in being beefed up. It ain't no point of but you put the energy into who really puts it into you. So at this point in my life, if you give it, I'm gonna give it. If you don't, you don't. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
in one of the most traumatic things that have recently took place for me, you know, and again, as I called out, I was talking about people from earlier on. I can definitely say Alexis has picked up the phone. Hey, I'm just checking on you, boo. Are you okay? But there's no reason for her to check on me like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear from X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. And or did you really know how much it truly affected me? Then that bars the question on me. Are we really friends?
Because did you care?
Because I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
care to share. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't care to share. Like, you
Yeah.
know, so yeah, y'all gotta help me go back to the point. What was other
No,
than
that's
No,
that?
it. Are
talk
we
your
really
shit. Yeah,
friends?
talk
That's
your
it.
shit.
That was something else I
Yeah.
said. I'm a see. You see how I do this? There you go. So as
Listen.
long as you and the viewers know, y'all bear with me because I do this all over. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody on this podcast is neurodivergent, whether they want
Do
to
you
accept it or not.
understand? Do you understand? Are we
Agreed.
all trying to focus and pull back?
But my
Focus.
point is, it's the
Breach one, peace
quality
one.
in things, and you really pay attention to the quality. So that's
Yeah.
definitely my point in that. Like
Yes.
Mhm.
people who really pour and put into the time with you and stuff like that. And that's picking back off of that. Just you gonna get those. Just know just who is who. So yeah, there you go. That's my bracket of friends.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Lo.
Period.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm taking the last one on this one. Y'all know I'm crazy.
um,
I be getting too passionate with y'all. I'm gonna have to calm the fuck down.
No,
No,
you got
that's
to.
okay.
No, boo.
Not for real
Your
though.
no.
Cause
passion
I be
is the
looking back, I
point.
be like,
That
oh
part.
damn.
Your
That
passion is the
part.
point because I think you just see it like you're over passionate, but we all got our things
Mhm.
because how things affect us. The point to this is to grow.
Different. Facts.
Everything helps you grow. Even us talking through this, the passion is you just working through the process. Because at the end of the day, the
Mhm.
question is, are we really friends? Like you said, how many people we go through in this life? When you're 20, how many friends did you have at 20? A
Boy,
whole gang of it. And now you couldn't call one of them. Do you understand me?
nada,
Not
there,
one
nada,
of them.
nada, there, nada.
But because through life you process this, and that's a thing, and
Yeah.
especially like you said, that's just something that you're going through right now, and you're seeing it in a different kind of light. So we need it, girl. Everybody
Yeah,
needs to
yeah.
hear it because there is a person. Understand, there's always somebody who understands because there's
Yeah.
always somebody
Mhm.
who's experiencing it this way, going through it this way, and also trying to figure out how to process this shit. They needed a big sister, and you could be that one. They gonna
Right.
need that passion to show up sometimes. Like, am I the only one who go this far when it's about my friends? Am I doing too much? Are these people who
No.
telling me in my ear like you doing too much? You not really being a good friend because you going too far. Why you feel that way? No, you're a good, solid, passionate person, and these people are trash, and they want to make you feel bad because they want to do the bare
Continuing they
minimum.
trash ass shit and giving trash.
Yeah.
Understand? Bare
Mhm.
minimum. They
Don't
want to
want to be
show up
held.
Show up
Oh,
when they
this
want to
is.
show up.
accountable. They don't want to be held accountable, Lex. That's
Oh, that's
it.
the. Y'all, this is. Ooh, sending chills through my body. This
For your
conversation.
soul,
Mm.
lady.
Go ahead, Lo. Go ahead. Drink my
Yeah,
water.
I'm with her. I need one of them things. Okay.
We
The
need
dollar
one that
twenty
when
five
she
stream.
sends it out, it snaps.
Now listen.
Oh,
Now
dollar
listen.
twenty
Don't
five
Oh,
y'all
stream.
oh,
worry.
oh, oh,
Let me
oh.
look for some. Let
There
me
we go.
look
We
for
finna go
some.
get
I'm about
some.
to send y'all this thing. Hold. That's what I
Listen.
said.
I know
So it
I've
can
seen them
read.
when it got this.
Yes.
Yes, the
I'm dead.
snap. Oh,
It's the sound
it
effect.
just.
Y'all got.
Oh, yes. Now fan it.
It is the pressure it applies for me. Just the whoop. Mm-mm. I don't want to
Mhm.
hear it. Mm-mm.
Ooh. Are we really friends? Yes.
Well,
All of
no.
us.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not just for the group. It's just about like the people who you maintain through this life. Like,
Okay, because see,
yeah,
that's the implication from what I got everybody's answers to be so far, but that's
yeah.
not how I understood the question. So let me just reclassify.
Go ahead, boo. Go ahead.
um, so we had talked before about look at in your 30s, no new friends, no more surface level kind of relationships that aren't required.
Yeah,
I feel like work relationships, that's a surface level dynamic that really can't be avoided. And for all intensive purposes, we would say we have work friends.
Mhm.
Now, I have some work friends who I actually consider friends, people that I can go to talk about life things um, outside of work. And then you have those work friends that are really just surface level. Everything's got to be um, almost signed, sealed, delivered, wrapped with a bow because you don't know where the information is going to go once they have it.
exactly.
So
Mhm.
those are the friends that I use the word so loosely with because describing that person to an outside third party seems weird because nobody says this is my associate or this is some person I know,
I knew
right?
you was gonna hit us with it too. I knew you was gonna pop, pop, pop.
Because then they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, damn, bitch,
Oh
that was
shit.
so disrespectful. Did
That
you
was
just
so
say I was your
rude.
associate? Did you just say I was your
Mhm.
coworker? I know that's true, but like,
Mhm.
I thought we was more than that. No,
Right.
not really. Not
Mm-mm.
over here. I'm
Nuh-uh.
sorry.
Like we only
Why
talk
you
Mm-mm.
on
saying that, Lo? I
Tuesdays.
need you to say that, Lo. No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
you
You
ain't
No.
shit
sorry you
like
felt
that.
that
No.
way.
No, I don't
Sorry you
say
felt
that. I
that
just be
way.
like, oh, girl, I'm sorry. I think I gotta go to the restroom.
Let me sip my
I'm like, what?
water.
I gotta. Oh, did you hear? I think my phone's ringing. I gotta go answer an email.
Ma'am,
I gotta
get
go.
your ass away from me. We
Uh,
only talk on Tuesdays. Go on to your
we only
cubicle
talk when we get coffee, and it's about nothing. Okay,
in the break
so
room.
no, we say
Don't you
that
hate it?
classification of friend is really just a. I don't feel like explaining our true dynamic
Yeah.
to an outside party. After that, at this point in my life, anybody in like my personal friend bucket has to be somebody that I know I could call if I needed something. Now,
Okay.
I may not call the same person for the same needs. Same way you have different doctors, you have different types of friends. If I need a friend to look something up to go get me information, I know who that friend is.
Girl, me
I
too.
got her on deck. I'd be like, hey, look,
Yeah.
we may not talk every day. We may only send social media messages. Our friendship's solid. I know if I call you, if you call me, you got me, I
Mhm.
got you. Um,
Definitely.
I got a friend that I actually have a phone call with only like a couple times a year. We may see each other every couple of years, but every time we connect, it's like we just saw each other yesterday.
Mm.
And that's what I need at this point in my life in a friend is that we're mutually filling needs for each other and it's not causing strain on our life. Now, that the need isn't universal. Like I'm not if I'm calling Ebri, I'm not probably calling her for the same thing I'm calling Constance for. And that's fine because our friendships are unique between each of us. And when I
Mhm.
start calling Lex or texting Lex, I'm probably going to text you, girl, because I'd rather text than do a phone call.
Here, here. Here,
Well, I'm an
here.
old lady, y'all. So
They
I
Send
be
me a
needing to
voice note. Send me a
listen.
voice note. I'm that bitch. Yeah.
no. See, because I can't read the voice note back, and if I didn't hear you and I forgot to keep
Um,
it, it's gonna
you
disappear
gotta
from
take
the
notes
chat.
while you listening to it.
Yeah,
That's the key.
you gotta take
This is
notes
not
while
a
you listen.
college lecture. We are not in class.
She said we
I
are in lecture
mean,
hall. Like, get
eh,
to it. You want to know? You want to
You giving me a
a little.
dissertation?
I try to
um,
keep it to a minute. Look.
yeah, tell me.
I just I feel like too many people think their friends all have to be the same. Like
Yeah,
I have to be able to go to all of my
Yeah.
friends with exactly the same thing. And if you don't have me the same way this other friend would, you're not as important in my life.
hmm
And I don't think that's fair. I don't,
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's like saying once I get married, I don't need any other relationships because I
some
have a
people feel that
spouse.
way too. Some people feel like that.
Now,
It is true.
my spouse and I have a really good friendship in our marriage, but I still need people outside of her. She
Yeah,
can't be all of the conversations that I'm only going to have in a day. And she's not going to be able to relate to me on everything the same way somebody else can. So, bucketing, I definitely tier people in my mind. And as they start messing up, they start getting closer and closer to the I'm not reaching out to you. I'm not giving you energy. You about to fall off list.
the bottom. That's what
You
they
got a
call that.
list, Lauren.
The bottom.
It's really like a hierarchy of foolishness.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
when
that
you
works.
jump yourself off the hierarchy of foolishness into the abyss, then you just stay down there in the
Not
abyss of
the abyss.
foolishness.
That part.
Just swimming. Just
Look, and
Oh,
there's no, once I put you in the abyss, there's no coming back. I will be cordial, I will be pleasant because,
that's
unless,
just who you are.
it's
Yeah.
warranted to be otherwise.
But
But
the falling off is warranted to be
I don't
otherwise.
have any emotion to give you anymore. Like,
mm,
it's less than nothing now. So I don't care. If I see you, I'm not going to avoid you. I'm not probably going to directly say hi unless we make eye contact, and now I'm socially obligated to.
Absolutely not. There's no such thing. Socially,
nah,
it's
girl.
not
You can look them
You look
dead in
at
the ass
look. You
with
gotta
it.
look. You
dead in
like.
the eye, and I'm gonna be like,
No,
"Do y'all know her?" Because she looking at what she
Ain't
don't know
none of
no,
what
they
y'all
know
want
her
see,
at
from.
see,
all.
then they're going to
None
be
of
Y'all
y'all
could
can
be
like,
the
be,
oh, you
one.
see
no,
how
Yeah,
she
I know
was?
her.
you can be
No.
right here and I don't see you.
Mm-mm.
Big
Mm-mm.
petty or not,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It
Big,
is
I'm going
what
to be
it
like,
is.
big
hey,
petty, like just like
Uh-uh.
last show, big petty, y'all.
Big
Right
petty.
there. It
Yeah.
although it doesn't cost to speak, but I'm not taking my energy on somebody that I
Yes, it
know.
do. It
Like
costs me money.
Yeah.
It costs me money
I'm
to
gonna move out
backpedal.
my business.
It costs me money to
Period.
backpedal. I ain't got
it
time for
cost
that.
me more
Yeah.
energy to be annoyed that I saw
Mm-mm,
you and my blood pressure went up than it
I
did to be
agree.
like, hey, and I look like a good person and I keep walking.
Oh, fuck all that.
Girl, see,
Fuck all that.
no, because they know what happened. See, I've gotten to that point at least. Like, if we know we don't like each other and we
Let's just
make eye
move before
contact,
this.
I'll dead ass stare at you while I walk past you and keep it moving. Like, I'm not gonna speak
And
because,
I'll
bitch,
breathe God's good
With the
air.
you
lip.
know, yeah,
Girl, the
you
only place
know
I be
how it go
running into
down.
those people is at work.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
don't
Oh,
see
that's
those.
why.
I don't see
Okay,
those
that
people
makes
anywhere
sense.
else in
She said her
life. We
check
just
involved. Her check
That
involved.
makes sense. You
we
Hey.
know,
don't frequent like my friends
cordial.
now. The friends that I have aren't really local
Yeah.
for the most part. My friends aren't local. They're not always within driving distance. So when I
I think.
need
Oh, go
that
ahead.
connection, it's an effort.
Yeah, but it means so much more though.
I think
True.
people self sabotage in the area too because people don't know how to communicate nor understand what real friendships look like. They
Mm-hmm.
self sabotage because
That's it.
like what you don't realize
True.
even with trying to build relationships, the same way you feel some type of way about something in a moment, this person got their own thing that they feeling about things, you know. So why is it that if they don't act to you in the area of the way that you want them to act, that you feel some kind of way about it? And I detest that. I hate that. Like
People's
I don't
insecurities.
owe you anything. But if you was my friend, you would understand. Like I fuck all the questions. That's why I agree. Sometimes you gotta take yourself off the map, shut the fuck down, and your friends understand that though.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have a whole, and people who are not really your friends. You remember a girl I told you about?
Mm-hmm.
I, you
They
trying, baby? I'm working on you,
they
but my
show up.
patience is here. I don't owe you no I owe you no
Yeah.
commutation at all. So skedaddle, like and
Mm-hmm.
it's just that's just look. I got lemon all on my face. That's how passionate I get behind this shit. Like it gets real. Like I think
Yeah.
people self sabotage and don't understand. Every individual has their own thing that they're going through. You know what I'm saying in life, and because be mindful, be very cognizant on how you distance yourself from a person and or you take them out your life because it or you cause it becomes a problem or something in your head, it becomes chaotic or a frustration with this person without the consideration that they could be going through their own thing too. Now in the next breath, that's why I stand on you put energy into people who put the energy into you. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't. That's what I feel like the friend. Like that's how you gauge who your friends are. To me, like I don't talk to y'all every day. I really, really, really don't. You start talking about work friends, like I've been at my job almost 4 years. I talked to one person. So you
And now
get what
she
I'm
here.
saying? Like
She made it.
She made it
Hey,
big.
girl, you made it.
but I think it's about who like you measure your friendships on what kind of energy you guys put into one another. Because I hold myself accountable too. I need to pour into this person just as much. But you don't get my energy if I don't feel it reciprocated nor feel like I am a key part or I'm somebody that you truly genuinely love and truly genuinely want to put into.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's how I
Very
measure
much
where
so.
my friends and things of that nature what they look like.
Yeah.
Very
I
much
also
so.
feel like when you were talking, Ibri, it made me think of emotional capacity. Your friends have a different emotional capacity with you than an outside person.
Mm-hmm.
So what you may tolerate or accept out of a
Mm-hmm.
friend because this is how they move in the world, you wouldn't tolerate from somebody you didn't know.
We
Hell no.
literally talked about that earlier
To
today.
some
Literally.
degree, I feel like that is unfair because if you're willing to accept it from a friend, you shouldn't be
What are
immediately
we accepting though? Because
resistant.
a boundary is a boundary. Let's go into that. What are we accepting? Because a boundary is a boundary, friend or not.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. I hear you. We did talk about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, anybody got a good example? Because I don't have one right now.
Well, you
I
know what?
personally am
Go ahead.
thinking of. I have a know-it-all friend. I
Mm-hmm.
have a like something. Let's do something. I have a know-it-all friend, but because that's my friend and I love her, and yeah, thank you, Aaron. Because that's my friend and I love her, and we've had deeper conversations to where I can understand why she is that way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I let her be great. I'm like, all right, my G, do your
Yeah.
thing. But
Mm-hmm.
somebody else will come and try to argue me down about something that I know is right or something. I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna shut up. You gonna shut up? Cause I ain't shutting up. And honestly and
You should
truthfully,
lower
it's
vibrational
like,
self.
yeah, that's the but it's not. But okay, this is a sidebar. It's not my lower vibrational self. My recovering people pleaser. I did not exercise my throat chakra.
Yeah.
Very
I
well.
am now. I am now exercising my throat chakra.
Mm-hmm.
But with my friends and people that I love, I still encounter that people pleaser to an
What did you
extent
say? What was
because
the word you used?
Her
my
throat
throat
chakra.
chakra,
Mm-hmm.
chakra,
Expand
Both
on
of
however,
them.
that.
meaning it was suppressed. I wasn't
Saying what she needed
expressing
to
my
say.
feelings properly. I was just letting
Mm-hmm.
people run all over me, and
Right.
I was, you know what I'm saying? I was
Mm-hmm.
being passive or passive aggressive in certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Instead of
but
speaking.
instead of speaking. And honestly, because like I said, and to an extent, I am still kind of like that with my friends because that's my friend and I value them. And I'm really still trying to figure out like I said, the right words to use
Mm-hmm.
with my friends because I do love you and I do value our friendship. So I really want to go about this a different way. But like this girl I just worked with on this work trip, we was literally in the back of the van going back and forth, and I'm just literally like, she really thinks she keeps saying the same thing, like I'm a back down
Mm-hmm.
because she thinks because she never heard of what I'm saying that she's right and I'm wrong. No,
No.
it's just that you've never heard it, and I said that multiple times. Like I mean, well, I said, well, I've heard this way, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. So maybe that on a super small scale,
Hmm.
that's not like a boundary is a boundary, but it's where like I let my friend pass, but this bitch I just met, nah, I'm gonna go back and forth with you. Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like more or less because with your friend you trust them because y'all have a past, and with a new person you don't. That's why you don't give them. That's why you don't give them the space most of the time. The trust isn't there.
It's
They haven't done
bad. I
anything.
would say trust. Trust
Hmm.
is not the word that I would have used,
Mm-mm. I wouldn't
but
use that one either.
But
but
the key
I
is you
like
don't
their
trust them.
word.
Yeah, you
I
don't
But I
trust them
like
though.
their word.
Yeah, the people who are outside, most of the time, the people who are on the outside of your circle, inner circle, they're there
Mhm.
because your trust isn't with them.
Mm.
You trust them to
But
show up however they're gonna show up, whatever that is. If you got a hoe for a friend, you trust her to show up and be the
you know
hoe
she
for the
gonna be
night. You
the
better
biggest and
understand
best.
me. We getting into everything free tonight. We finna get all the free drinks. We
What
finna
we
do all
talking
these
about earlier,
things.
all I need my
Yeah,
real friend to do is show up how you are. Not
are
no wolf in sheep clothing, because I got
that
respect for
part.
you when you come to
Authentically
me
you.
how
Yeah,
you are, hoe and all. What we say
whatever it
earlier?
is.
Because I
Hey,
know what to expect, and bitch, I know what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do around. Like it
but you
just,
know that friend
you know
can
that
come in the
friend.
inner circle, right? Because that friend particularly will cross a boundary that will cause a problem in y'all's relationship. So you set boundaries with that person. You say, "Hey, I can't bring you around my man. I can't bring you around my homegirls who got a
And let's
man,"
pause on
and
that. Is
things
that
like
an
that.
example? We using that as a
Yes,
because
just an
ain't that
example.
one of my friends?
Like
Only
just
an example
yeah,
because my flower bed, I better have any friend that I got can come around. You get what I'm saying? Come around
I,
the ones that I
so
love, my
listen,
loved one.
I'm gonna
That's not a
I'm
because
gonna wait.
if
I'm gonna
it's a
wait till my
question
turn.
on anybody,
Mhm.
bitch,
Yeah,
you ain't coming around. Like you not my friend like that. And then okay, so I'm gonna dig into this, and you got it.
go
I
ahead.
think that I also think about who am I bringing this person around. I know your tendencies, but
Hmm.
I know I'm not gonna bring you around without because I just don't play like that. I don't play behind. Not that's my livelihood type in the sense like I don't play behind what's mine or
Hmm.
whatever. That's the quickest way to get me out of my element nowadays, and it's up there with me.
Hmm.
But what I'm saying is I won't bring certain people around certain people because they're
Hmm.
not friends like that. And
Hmm.
I know you tried this
Over here in the
these
world,
poly ways around a certain part of Earth. I ain't bitch, I'm setting you up for failure. I ain't doing that. Like